The number one reason that people fail when they try to start a weight loss journey and end up in this yo-yo cycle of dieting and starting over every Monday is because they try to do too much. You do not need to do more to lose weight. In fact, what if I told you that doing less more consistently is actually the secret? I know that sounds super backwards, especially in a world that praises going harder, faster, and pushing yourself to the absolute limit. But after losing 70 pounds and spending years and years stuck in a cycle of yo-yo dieting, I finally realized something super powerful. And it wasn't that I wasn't trying hard enough. I was working my ass off, like probably many of you are. You try so hard and you get absolutely nowhere. And that's the thing. You're just trying to do too much all at once. And that is what kept me stuck, and that is what is probably keeping you stuck as well. So let me take you back for a second. I used to be in this pattern where I'd get motivated and decide, okay, this is the time I'm gonna change everything. Usually started on like a Sunday or after, a big binge or a big like night out with my friends and I was hungover. I'd write out a super strict meal plan, start working out every single day, cut out just everything that I loved, sugar, alcohol, bread, anything remotely enjoyable. And then I'd wake up early, track everything, weigh myself constantly. And for a while it worked. I'd lose a few pounds, feel excited, super proud of myself, but it never ever lasted because the changes I made weren't sustainable. And this was just the thing that I could not figure out. I just thought I wasn't disciplined enough, and that's not it. It's just that my changes were based on willpower, and that runs out every single time. Eventually, I would burn myself out. I'd mess up, I'd feel like a failure, and then I'd start all over again, and that really takes a toll on your self-esteem over time. You start to think that you didn't just fail, you are a failure. For some reason, I finally was just like, what if I just focused on one thing? What if I just, instead of trying to do absolutely everything all at once, I chose to just do one thing really well and just kept showing up for it. So I started with my diet, and that was my foundation. I started posting on YouTube to keep myself accountable. I read The Starch Solution. I just ate the foods that I was supposed to eat, and I stopped trying to be perfect, and I focused on just being consistent. When you focus on not everything being perfect, but just everything being better, you don't obsess over things. I stopped obsessing over calorie counting. I started to listen to my body. I actually ate when I was hungry for once. I ate more whole foods. I made meals that I enjoyed. I learned to cook. I stopped punishing myself if I went out for a meal with my friends because it was just like a one-off, 1 out of 30 meals the week. Like, it doesn't matter. And guess what? The weight started coming off. Not quickly, but consistently, because this time it wasn't extreme and it was sustainable. And yeah, I lost about a pound a week, and it took me 6 months or so to lose about 40 or 50 pounds. It doesn't matter if it's slow and if it's small. That's what's called the compound effect. It's the idea that small, smart choices repeated consistently over time lead to these massive results. And I'm talking life-changing results. An example that I could give you guys that I really like to talk about, you might have heard this before, is let's say you just add walking 2 miles a day to your routine, just on top of what you're doing right now. Nothing crazy, just a little walk around the neighborhood. You would burn about 200 calories doing that little walk. It might not feel like much, but here's what it adds up to. A day is 200 calories. A week is 1,400 calories. When you get to a month, you're talking around 6,000 calories. A year is over 73,000 calories. That's the equivalent of 20 pounds of body fat. And it's like a bunch of marathons. I can't remember the exact amount, but it's like 70 marathons or something. All of that gone. 20 pounds of body fat gone. Just from a walk. You didn't starve yourself. You didn't work out for hours and hours on end, spend a ton of money on a gym membership. You didn't have to overhaul your entire life. You just added a simple walk. That is the power of the compound effect. It is slow, it's subtle, it might be annoying because it feels like nothing happening, but it's unreal what it can actually do. So I'll show you guys my before and after photos. When I started my YouTube channel, I was 190 pounds. And when I learned this and I finally stopped trying to rush the process, everything changed because I realized that real success in weight loss or in any area of life isn't about these massive bursts of action or inspiration or motivation. It's just about your trend line, right? Like, you don't need to be perfect today. You just need to be trending in the right direction. And what makes that trend go up, and maybe it's 0.2 pounds a day or tiny amounts of weight, is that repeated action consistently. Getting outside for 30 minutes, cutting out soda, cooking a meal at home instead of ordering takeout, getting into bed on time and getting good sleep, saying no to the all or nothing trap. That's how I lost 70 pounds. So if you're feeling stuck or overwhelmed, or like you failed too many times, if you were where I was, and you're just like, I can't try again, this is just your reminder that you don't need, a full life revamp in one day. You don't need a full body transformation in 30 days. You just need consistency over the 365 days. So if any of this resonates with you, if you're tired of feeling stuck like I was in the same yo-yo cycle, the best thing that you can do is be accountable for yourself. Start with that one thing, do it well, do it consistently enough to finally see the compound effect. And that is exactly what we do in the Transformation Tribe. It is a private space for women who are serious about their goals to get support and coaching and be accountable. We show up every single day. I post every single day in the group to hold myself accountable for my goals and my habits that I'm trying to build. And we show up for each other to get support, to stay consistent through the ups and downs. We celebrate each other and we grow together. I post motivational videos in there, recipes in there. I post all of the little behind the scenes things that you don't see on YouTube. So if you're ready to stop starting over, join us. It is literally less than the price of a latte every single month. I wanted to make this group super affordable so that people had a space that they could go to get support that they don't get in their everyday lives. Because, even in my life, I don't really know anybody that eats the same way that I do. I don't really know anybody that cares as much about health that I do. And the people in my life, they don't want to hear about it. So I hope to see you in there. Check it out below. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.